Yep.
This is Rick from Stanley, North Carolina. We got to get away from all this Mickey Mouse stuff. They got to do away with that stage racing and just let them run. Stop.
All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to a new edition of Checkers, Wreckers, and What the Heckers. My name is Chad Bearden. I am a country music artist, content creator, and NASCAR super fan, joined as always by my incredibly good looking co host here. Let me introduce him to you.
Jesus.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming in hotter than a Talladega restart and smoother than a fresh burnout. From Ohio, where the hair is long and the confidence is even longer, living that VIP life with a Haas factory team like he owns the garage, rocking a mullet so elite it deserves its own sponsorship deal. Business in the front, mayhem in the back. The man, the myth, the follicle phenom, Rick Kojan in the house.
What's up, y'all? Thanks for having me back. And in this instance, I really mean thanks for having me back. So I feel like I haven't been back in months. It's good to be back. I honestly, since the last one, I think my hair's gotten longer. Like I was looking at it in the mirror. Can you see that getting longer?
Of course you were.
It might be
Yeah,
getting longer even as we sit here, but
it's
I don't know.
almost touching the back of that chair.
That's awesome.
If I had hair like that, I'd be looking at it in the mirror too.
Yeah, I look at it a lot. I'm sorry. If that makes me vain, it does. It's mine. I like it. Thanks for having me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this ain't your normal courtroom. This is full throttle justice at 190 miles per hour. No paperwork, no patience, just rapid fire verdicts and zero tolerance for bad take. He doesn't deliberate, he dominates, handing out rulings like black flags on a bad day. Cool under pressure, loud when it counts, and always ready to drop the hammer. The law of the land has entered the building. Chris, the Supreme Court Justice, y'all.
Listen, welcome back. Boys, it's feeling like we have missed months, even though we haven't. It's good to be back, man. It's good to be back sitting in the chair and looking at my homies.
Yeah, it's almost like refreshing just to be back in our little home studios and doing it the OG way.
Yeah.
Though
I
the
think it's a little lonely, to be honest, but I
Listen,
think I grew accustomed to y'all in uh what were the last two? Bristol and Florence, and now I'm a bit lonely.
yeah,
listen, it's a good time there though. Like we did things and we apologize. We did have some audio issues, some equipment failures, and we couldn't put the content out that we created. But listen, if you wasn't there, you missed out. So make sure you catch the next live.
yeah, and I will say this, like people have turned out for these live shows this year, and it is a shame that there have been a few that we didn't get to put out for everybody to see. I'm talking, Daytona, we had like 350 people there. They were wild. Natalie Decker was the guest. She set the place on fire. Her sponsors were there.
Activating, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, Atlanta, we made work under weird circumstances. Florence was a blast when we were there for Darlington.
Big
Uh,
time.
in case you were wondering, lots of Josh Berry fans come out to the Bristol race there, Ricky. They were very
Yep.
vocal about it, very vocal about it. And then we had a great time in Darlington. No, I'm sorry. We had a great time in Bristol as well with our guys from Driven. So fun to hear that story. I love seeing those guys every week at the track and getting to work alongside them on some different stuff. And yeah, it's been fun, but
This
it's kind of refreshing to come back to this though. I mean,
this just made me think of something. I'm sure this is gonna be stupid.
well,
We could almost have a podcast about our failed podcasts. And honestly, if people watched it and nobody's got to take offense to this. So everybody just stay the shit in your lane for a minute. We're like, we're like the New York racing or the Joey Gase of the Cup Series. It ain't easy. And
No.
like, I bet what these guys go through behind the scenes, right, to put these cars on the track. And yeah, sure, they're running last or at near last, or if it's Talladega, obviously you can catch a break. But like when I watched it was the New York racing car from pit road that had fallen way behind, had no drafting partners. That they were running the 44, right? Is that right, Chris?
Yep, they run the
And
44.
like when they were going by, the fans were like all standing up and like kind of like cheering slash mocking, hey, you're still running kind of thing. And it just makes you think. I guess the word is it humbles you that all the time and energy that our podfather put into setting up these live ones. And there's no doubt, like, listen, how they were in person was killer. Even going back to Bowman Gray, if you think about that one,
Yeah.
right? But this shit that's happened to us and the way we've driven back to the racetrack to get
Get
another
parts and
mixing
pieces.
board, it's like ridiculous. But like if you think about it, you really got to tip your hat to those cars that are running at the back of the Cup Series. Because listen, yeah, if you're all producered out and locked and loaded like Dirty Mo or Denny Hamlin, they run these like clockwork. This
Right.
shows how hard we're trying as just a bunch of guys.
Some independence.
Fun, yeah, the independent team that wants to have some fun with this and engage a NASCAR audience. So I hope that resonates, but that's what that just reminded me of.
Yeah. I mean, I think if anybody takes anything away from this podcast is we're probably the most relatable podcast host you will ever meet.
We're
Easily.
definitely blue collar for sure.
Yeah. So, all right. It was a good weekend at the track. Ricky and I were there in Talladega. Chris was not in Talladega this weekend.
That would be correct.
Yeah, we missed you.
We
Listen,
did.
it's not the
Radio
same when we're
Joe
not
was
all
that Radio
together.
Joe was there. I gave him some BS up on the pit wall when I saw him work one of those
Oh yeah.
Hendrick boxes.
Oh yeah.
I
Radio Joe was
shouted him
there.
out.
Him and Party Nick, you know, they held it down for me.
Well, we're ready for you to be back. Are you going to Texas this weekend?
I will be in Tejas.
I will not, so I'll be the odd guy out this weekend. So, but
Chris, I
we're
hope
gonna
I
get
hope
out
you're
there.
ready, but there is a dinner date already on the books. I think I alluded to you for Friday night with me, you, and our guy, our hokey, uh, our boy there,
Big
Kirby. Yeah,
Curbster.
we got a place that you're just gonna love. It's like a sushi fusion, da da da. It's just great. So Friday night, have that on your radar. We run qualifying until 6, and then I think we can all bust out of there and get after it.
He never books
Got it.
dinners with me, Chris. Never dinners with me.
Well, you work with them. It's different.
Here
Listen,
we go.
I even
right, slow down.
cooked dinner
I
the
couldn't
other
make
night.
it. Slow
He
down.
didn't make it.
Just pump your brakes.
Oh man. You gotta do better, Ricky Bobby.
I know. I swear to God. It's like,
Ah,
All
I
right.
try to gloss him up and thank him. He does so much for me, but I
and then he
continue to let him down.
now
It's
you
just
catching strays.
Whatever.
I continue.
All right. For the first time in a while, it seems like, let's get into some three wide. All right.
And just to be clear, do we have any advance notice on this 3 wide?
Yes, you do. I sent out show notes today.
Didn't see it. I was busy.
Well, that one's not my
Shit.
fault.
I didn't know. He's right. He's right on that one. I had 12,000 steps, and I barely ever sat at my desk today. God, it was brutal.
Oh wow, you was moving around.
Poor
6,001.
You know the funny thing is, race shops are fucking big.
Yeah.
Now I'm at home.
Yeah.
I know I can swear again. They're big.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you're not just all 2 cubes over. It's like there's floors, there's truck bays, there's separate buildings.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's do three wide that I know nothing about.
All right, the first topic in our three wide segment tonight. RCR has announced that after just 10 races, Jim Pullman will no longer be the crew chief of the 8 car. Andy Street will return to that position. He took over last year after Randall Burnett transitioned out to get ready to move over to Trackhouse and be Connor Zillage's crew chief. So what does this mean for RCR? What does this mean for the 8 team? You guys give me your thoughts. We're starting with you, Ricky.
But what does it mean? It means that they're embarrassed by their performance. It means that they can't change manufacturers, they can't change drivers. They got to find a change element in the equation, right? And again, I'm not trying to be smart ass about it, but like those are obvious ones you can't change. And listen, this has happened before. And they swap pit crews. Sometimes, Penske in the past has made a crew chief change mid-season or whatever. The performance was lacking. The finishes were ridiculous. And Kyle Busch is in a contract year, and Kyle Busch is not running like Kyle Busch should run. You had to make a change. And what was the second part of that question? Why did they do it, and what? And what
No,
does it
just
mean?
just what's your reaction to this, and what does it mean for the organization? What do you see this being an effective change? What do you see coming from this?
Had to happen. Obviously the Pullman piece, didn't work. And the crazy thing is, it's likely not the Pullman piece, but you got to change the change elements that you can change. That's why I mentioned the manufacturer, the engine, who you're getting your engines from, who's in the driver's seat. You can't change those elements, right? Those are not changeable, right? RCR is RCR. He's a Chevy team. He's got RCR engines. Kyle Busch under contract. So what are we going to change? That's what we're going to change. That's all I can say.
Chris?
Well, they pretty much summed it up. There's not many elements that are available to get swapped out, and the crew chief is going to be first. Then you might see a couple race engineers here, or you know, you know, team guy there, but it's going to start at the top. And like he said, the driver's not going anywhere. The manufacturer's not changing. Can't get rid of the engine program. It's all in
It's
house,
yours. It's yours,
right?
right? I mean,
So you're stuck, and everybody watched Kyle Busch dominate in that 18 car, right? He gets over there in that 8 car, and it's like a lost Easter egg. Where is he? And like Ricky Bobby said, it is embarrassing, right? When you take a guy who has dominated all three series
so many national series
for
wins. So many.
multiple years,
Yeah, and Superfan probably knows the total. So many.
right?
Yeah.
To not even make the top 20, like you got to go to the bottom of the scoring page
Yep.
to find him during the race. So yeah,
Yeah,
crew chief had to go. I mean, it was a just logical move. Try to bring us some new energy. Try to create some type of spark. Like they're, in my opinion, I think they're just hoping for top 15s at this point. Right? Forget the win. Like let's just get a top 15 on the lead lap.
yeah, and I don't know if you guys heard some of the radio um,
We did.
transmissions a couple weeks ago.
Everybody
I
has.
mean, I don't think that I've ever heard a crew chief sound so frustrated, and the conversation between him and the spotter of, essentially, how is that we can do this, and it just gets tighter into the corner, or you're wrecking off. Like, I mean, he's just unloading Kyle Busch-esque,
Yeah.
um, but at least old school Kyle Busch-esque,
Yep.
and Kyle's not saying a word.
I was gonna say,
Like,
in the twist of irony, right?
right.
Kyle's actually the one who's just like, I think he's so beaten down, right? I think he's so beaten down that old Kyle Busch fire is gone right now. It's burned out.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point he's waiting for the end of the year and he's looking for that next
I would
ride.
I
I
would
mean,
say so.
if I'm Kyle Busch, I'm not even entertaining the fact that I'm staying at RCR beyond this year. Um, it, I mean, I don't know what's happening there. Um, it's a good organization, full of history, full of good, hardworking racers. We know people that work over there, and they want to win. But
Are they
some
willing to
some
change to keep up though? So
well,
yes, they
and
have good people, and yes, they had good programs, and yes, they did all these fabulous things in the 90s,
yeah,
right? But are they doing the necessary things to keep up with the pace in 2026?
And
Is the
willing to
question.
spend enough money to do it.
That's the question.
yeah.
And
I
we don't
mean,
know.
We
yeah,
don't
We
know.
no,
don't
Yeah, we
know.
don't.
no. But the sport is better when RCR is good,
Yeah,
whether that be
absolutely.
with or without Kyle Busch.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
I hope they're able to make some kind of turnaround. All right, let's go on to topic number two. Fellas, Cleetus McFarland almost, almost brought home a win in ARCA at Talladega. He came home runner up and really drove a a great race like we have not seen before. So is this uh is this what NASCAR was looking for? Where did this come from? What does this mean for Cletus and his future in NASCAR as he's made it known that his ultimate dream is to run the Daytona 500 in a cup car. So what do we think there, Supreme Court Justice?
I must say, I thought Cletus was a gimmick at first. I thought it was a marketing tool at play by NASCAR to create a buzz. He has a great personality, right? So it sparks some interest. He has a shit ton of followers, right? So it only makes sense. I say that to say this. Having watched him run that race the other night, he drove his ass off. He stayed calm and collected. He kept his composure. He made all the right moves. He put himself in a position to almost win the race, and I highly respect that. With that, I have a new, viewpoint on Cletus. Right? I think Cletus can drive. I think he is a racer. Like he proved to me there that he can hold the wheel. Right? So hats off to him. Hats off to P2. And he called his shot. He said, "I'm going to win this for the Biff," and I'd be damned if he almost didn't do
Ricky?
I didn't know who Cleetus McFarland was, and I'm sure that surprises nobody that may still even remember that this is the Checkers Wreckers and What the Heckers podcast because we're back. I know you two of my closest confidants and best friends. You guys damn sure weren't surprised by it. Not a freaking clue. So, as I get clued in about who he is and what he does and followers, and he's got this YouTube channel, and he raced some Corvette in drag racing, and he basically is a car guy through and through, um, that wanted to pursue this. And like Chris said, I wouldn't say, I don't know if I thought it was a gimmick as much as I thought it was a 100% marketing ploy. I still think it is. However, I think this also shows he's got the credentials right now to run an ARCA. Okay. Let's just pump the brakes. Okay. He doesn't need to run the Daytona 500. I don't even think he needs to run in O'Reilly's. I think he needs to run in ARCA. He's done amazing things for ARCA. Just what I heard was his who were on his in-car camera, like his followers following him, is amazing.
There's like
So
77,000 people watching his
it.
in-car
yeah,
camera.
I actually
He's
heard a
huge.
hundred, but I heard
Yeah,
100, whatever.
big
Um,
following.
so I give him all the credit in the world. just it also kind of strikes me that I wonder how many, and I know what the answer to this is, how many other Cleetus McFarlands are out there without the social media background, but with the talent and could have finished second in a well prepared car in that ARCA race. So, like, if
Oof.
you're one of those late model guys or super late model guys, I'm sure you're like, dude, I could beat Cleetus McFarland. I just can't get a chance. It's rough, right? It's rough because that proves how tough it is even to get a seat at the smallest table that NASCAR has to offer. I mean, if
Like
you
our
throw
boy Timothy Presley, right?
that's right. That's
Mhm.
solid. Like if you take Bush, the whatever East and West series, but we just focus on, ARCA, Truck, O'Reilly, and Cup. Um, I'll tell you one of the funniest things, and everybody will know this. I still didn't even really know what he looked like. And during during qualifying for O'Reilly, something happened where, and I don't even know the background, but you social media people probably do. Our car, Sam Mayer, who he's my guy. I know I'm a homer, love him to death. We were on the pole. We were going to win that pole, right? And Jesse Love goes and rips like a 52-52. I remember the lap because it was 52-52. I think we ran a 52-56, which for
Yep.
those of you that are, Kent State math background like myself, that's not 4/10, that's 400s. Cletus, this guy comes running down, and he's a big guy, like he's a larger guy, like 6'4". I say, and all these cameras are following him, and he goes down next to Jesse Love's car, and everybody's like, "Do it, do it, do it!" And he gets down and he hammers out 50 push-ups. Now, mind you, I have no idea what's going on or what the fuck this guy's doing. And then somebody says something. I'm like, oh, that's Cleetus McFarland. So he must have said something or
That
some social.
they made a bet on it beforehand.
Who's
Yeah,
they?
Cletus and Jesse. Uh, because again, they're teammates at RCR uh
Okay.
when he runs O'Reilly. So they Jesse said, if I put it on the pole, you have to do 50 push-ups. And I think it was
Ah,
if he didn't put it on the pole, Jesse had to do 100 push-ups. I think that's what it was, or something to
Well,
that
that's
effect.
pretty cool. So now that I have the background, and I know I've taken too much time in my segment, I, he straight up came down. He hammered out 50 right next to the car. Of course, I'm a little pissed off because Jesse Love knocked us off the pole. But be that what it may, my main point to bringing this up is the fanfare and the cameras, including NASCAR's, that trailed along with him to do this. So, yeah.
Well, yeah,
And
on that same um pit road for qualifying, you also had Jason Kelsey down there
mhm,
who was, had all the cameras around him. It was a very
that's right.
they brought out everybody for even qualifying.
Yep.
But
Yep. In Corey Day's pit crew. Yep.
yeah. So I mean for me, I love the progression that Cletus is making. I agree with you guys. I felt like in the beginning that it was a bit of a marketing ploy. I think he wanted to know if he could do it or not, right? And I listened to him on the Dale Jr. download after he ran that first ARCA race, what, 2 years ago, I think it was. Um, and essentially he just said he was like, I wanted to see if I could do it, and I don't know if I'll ever do it again. That's what he said at that point. And he's like, I just wanted to see if I could do it, and I think that I think that Greg Biffle kind of really talked him into trying to pursue this in a real way, and trying to actually see how far he could push himself to do that. And I think a lot of what you're seeing I think he changed his whole mindset because of Greg, and especially after we lost Greg. I think that I don't know that it's not fair for me to say that he feels like he owes that to Greg or that, but I think it's more like it's his way of honoring Greg by
Mm.
really pouring into and he's spending his own money to do this. If you notice, the sponsor on his car was baldeagle.com, which is his website. So he's spending his money, the money from his business. I don't know if you
Which
know that.
apparently he's making a lot of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
raking it in.
obviously he has a very large YouTube following. He also owns a track in Florida,
Right.
and they run these. He hosts a ton of
Crown
these
Vics.
Crown Vic races along with
Yep.
other stuff. But yeah, he did a ton of drag racing stuff, and
Yep.
I think boat racing. Like he did a lot of that other stuff. But it is cool to see him progressing. And the other thing that I like about him, like first of all, he always brings the energy, and he always, he's great for the sport in that he brings so many eyes to it. But he also is very real and frank about what he did right, what he did wrong, where he screwed up. Like he owns, hey, I just solo spin, I just sucked it up. I screwed up or whatever it is. Like he never puts the blame on anybody else. He always talks great about all the people around him. He he's honest about where he's at, but he's also honest about where he wants to go. So I appreciate that about him, and I do hope he gets some more. I want to see him consistently run those ARCA races and continue.
Agreed.
He's gonna win an ARCA race, and when he does, listen, fellas, had he won that ARCA race, we might not have got the O'Reilly race in because I'm telling you, those fans were ready to climb that fence like they were rushing the field at an SEC football game. It was insane. The only thing I did not like was Andy J, the guy who won it. Like I hear that he's a great guy.
He's a
Is
So
pizza man, ain't he?
the
is they
last name
booed.
is I believe is Janakowiak.
Yeah,
And
but they
like
call him
people have
Andy
cut
J.
it,
Yeah,
they cut it down to Andy J, but it's Janakowiak.
And he's a
And
pizza delivery guy, right?
go ahead with your thought.
Chris said he's a pizza delivery guy, right? I don't know that, but
No,
Oh,
no, 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 no,
but
no. He's the son of a former. His father raced, and I believe died racing.
but I thought he's
And,
from Buffalo and he delivers pizzas here and there when he's not
oh,
driving.
like you mean in the off time?
Yeah.
I don't. I don't.
All I know is when I was driving Sheldon and Sam to driver intros, and I think you heard this too, Chad. You were with us.
Yeah,
They were both commenting how happy they were about
yeah,
Andy Janakowiak getting this victory.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
and they mentioned it, and I felt the same way. There were people who booed when he got out of the car
Yeah.
just because it wasn't Cleetus. And
Yep.
again, that's the only part I don't like. I love the passion of the Cleetus fans, but I mean, also, I mean, this guy just won a huge race, and it's not like he's some kind of villain. So, um, and beating Cletus doesn't make you a villain. Otherwise, there would be lots of villains because he's been beat a lot.
Yep. That's a
Yeah.
fair comment.
But
Fair. Yeah.
but yeah, it the fans in the stands, and I don't remember what the stat was, but I saw when he ran at Rockingham, maybe it was whenever the last ARCA race he ran before this and this one are the most viewed ARCA races ever.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, guy has his own merch rig out in the fan zone, and people, Ricky, how many Cletus shirts did you see this weekend?
Tons.
I mean, everywhere I would bet that there may have been more Cleetus McFarland merchandise in in the race, like in Talladega all
Yep.
weekend long, than probably 95% of cup drivers.
Oh, wow.
Like I'm talking there there was a lot of it. People are
Good
loving
for
it.
him. Good for him. Way to take advantage.
All right, let's move on
Chris, you
to the
might be right. I just looked up our race winner,
Yep.
Andy Janikowiak. He's from Tonawanda,
Mm,
New York, which is basically Buffalo, where there's an engine plant up there, Tonawanda engine plant. So that's where he's at. He's 38 years old, and I'm thinking you're 100% right that it could be part of the his. If you're saying he's delivering pizzas, you're you're not wrong. So he's that's accurate. In Arca Menards. Okay. 48 races run over 6 years.
oh, wow.
Okay. Then there's some Arca Menards East, 8 races. Arca Menards West, 3. There's 11, right? 11 with 48 puts them close to 60. Wayland Modified, 12 starts there. So, yeah, his win. Let's take Cleetus out of the equation. His win without a Cleetus and all the following would have been like, wow, that is
Hmm.
a unbelievable walk-off moment win for that
Right.
guy. So pretty cool.
All right, our final subject here in our three wide segment. For the first time in NASCAR history, NASCAR now has a CEO that does not have the last name France and is not any relation to the France family, as it was announced this week that Steve O'Donnell takes over from Jim France. Fellas, thoughts, reactions? How does this affect the sport? What do you think about this move, Ricky?
It's 100% positive. Um, Steve O'Donnell is a quote unquote man of the people, a man of the fans. The fact that it's the first France family member or non-France family member, Jesus, is significant for just the simple, wow, that's amazing. But from a control and a stewardship of the sport, he is a perfect handoff from Jim France. I also think in some small way, and Superfan will probably close the loop on this, that it's a little bit of a we're sorry um, on the NASCAR side when, Steve Phelps resigned, another opportunity. Jim France he's gonna be like the chairman,
Chairman of the
chairman of the
board.
board, or chairman of the board. Um, I think it does a little bit of house cleaning after the front row 2311 deal. But as far as like the go forward plan, Steve O'Donnell is a great guy. It doesn't matter that his last name is not France. What matters is does he know how to carry the sport for a mid-range plan and kind of take a Ben Kennedy, who's also going to play a significant role under his wing. And let's not forget, and I am forgetting, I want to say her name is Giselle. She ran the Chicago street race for them. She basically now is taking over the lead on the scheduling side of things. Um, I think it's a huge, huge, great play for NASCAR. Good job.
Chris?
Yeah, I agree. They had to do something up front, excuse me, at the top. Looks better for marketing. It looks better for potential new sponsorship, new TV deals. When you make a change like that, you got a new face, some new energy. Um, like Ricky said, he's a man of the people, man of the fans.
He is.
He's a little more relatable than Phelps
Hmm.
was.
Way more.
When he walks through the garage, he's a little more approachable.
Hmm.
Um, So I think it's a win across the board. Does he have all the say? Probably not. You know what I mean? Given that, you know, Jim is still in the building,
Yep.
right? So there's going to be some type of feedback from Jim. So, but I think it's good. I think the overall effect's going to be great. And like I said, they needed to do something or had to do something to, like Ricky said, clean up the mess a little bit.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. I don't know that I necessarily agree with you, Ricky, that this is fallout from the lawsuit at this point. I more think that so Jim France took over this sport in a time when it desperately needed stabilizing.
It
Brian
was the
France,
Brian. It was the
Brian,
Brian France thing,
right,
Yeah, because
Brian,
Brian was
which
getting
which
locked up
most
with,
people have forgotten about.
yeah,
right.
he was making the France family look
Yeah.
really
I
bad.
mean, he had gotten arrested. He had done all these questionable things. He was
Yeah.
in a constant feud with the drivers. You had the whole Jeremy Mayfield thing. You had uh which again, you can litigate all that, believe what you want to believe. But again, it, the sport was in such a desperate place and needed stabilizing when Jim came in. Um, I don't think that is a position that Jim ever wanted.
Agreed.
I think
Oh, that's
he,
yeah.
Agreed.
I think that he felt like he was doing what was best for his family, what was best for, and when I say his family, I mean the France family as a whole, and the sport and the legacy that his uncle had built, and his I guess his grandfather. Um, but uh, I think, to me, I think this is more of he he was just kind of done dealing with all the things. Like, to me, if it's more, it's not so much that at this point that fans needed him to walk away or any of that stuff. I agree with you that they wanted the Phelps thing to happen.
Yeah,
That
he didn't
happened.
need to walk away, but his name
Yeah.
was attached to some of
It
the comments.
it was 100%. But I think had that happened before the beginning of the season or at the beginning of the season, I might have thought that a little more. I think at this point, it was just he felt like, you know what, I don't need to do this every day. The sport is in a better place than it was, and I agree with you 100%. The respect that the owners, the drivers, the fans all have for Steve O'Donnell. I mean, we saw it this weekend, and we'll talk about it more later, but he genuinely feels like a NASCAR fan. And
Hmm.
he's been very vocal. He's the guy that goes on the podcast. He's the guy that shows up and does the interviews. He's the guy that has been. You did have Steve Phelps who did a lot of these things. And again, I think Steve Phelps did a lot of great things for the sport. Steve O'Donnell is the guy who is and should be at this point the face of the sport. He is the guy who I feel like can bridge the gap between the old fans and the old guard and the new fans with the help of Ben Kennedy. I think Ben Kennedy is a great leader in the making, and when he has his shot, I think he's probably going to take the sport to even bigger, better, higher things. I love the way he has approached the scheduling the past few years, and he's been willing to try things on both ends. He's been willing to go back to the Rockinghams and the Chicagolands, while at the same time been willing to do Chicago street race, San Diego. Um, so I look forward to what this is going to look like, and I think this is a home run for NASCAR. I saw Steve walking uh, through the garage this weekend multiple times, and everybody just seemed to be uplifted by him, just his presence, just being there. So I think it's a great move. Anybody got anything to add? We
No,
ready to
you
do some
summed that up real good.
checkers?
Let's
Yeah,
get some
I'm going
checkers
to
going.
add just one quick thing. Not to make this a discrimination thing, but one other valid point about this move should be said. Quick quiz. How old is Jim France? Anybody? Chad? Supreme
Too old.
Court?
Too old.
Oh, that
I,
wasn't nice. How old? Give me a
I
number.
Now he's got to be in his
73,
70s.
72,
Okay.
73.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Wrong. He's 81. Um, any call out on Mr. Steve O'Donnell?
It's got to be, I would say, early 50s.
55,
Okay.
56.
Chad, he's actually 57.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have the gavel, but if I did, I'd go, I rest my case. Let's move on. Oh,
Look at
thank
that.
you.
Look at
Yeah.
that. All right.
I think that made a point there. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Let's do some checkers, wreckers, and what the heckers for Talladega.
Checkers, wreckers, and what the heckers.
What the?
Dega,
Listen.
baby.
I felt like there should be some Chad Bearden music right there on that intro.
I
There's-
think
there's
so.
some-
Insert
there's some
music there.
Yeah.
Again, they all have transitions, every one of them.
Yeah.
If you actually would watch
Oh,
back.
because I don't watch them. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
All right, let's
See,
start
now
with,
that was a shot at me for no reason.
let's start with the O'Reilly series. Give me your checkers, Chris Justice.
Well, this is a hard one, buddy. You know, you had some 4 wide racing, you had some 2 wide racing, Thor slapping. But shout out to this one. 17 car, Corey Day, first win, Talladega. Exciting day for him. He started the year as a bowling ball, pissed a lot of people off, calmed his way down, series of top 10 finishes, and he capped it off with a win at Talladega. That's my checkers.
Ricky?
Can I ask real quick who Corey Day drives for?
Listen,
It
hey,
was
listen,
just
he drives for Hendrick.
What?
He drives for Hendrick.
Could you slide back a little from your microphone? Just
Oh,
real
yeah.
quick. A little more.
Listen.
A little more.
Listen.
Oh, is that
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Oh, look at him puffing up.
Yeah, swell up. I like that.
Thank
Swell
you.
up. Yes, sir. You have it.
Thank you, Supreme
Yes.
Court Justice. Is it my turn?
Yes,
It is
sir.
all yours.
Thank you. All right. Well, listen, there I am taking shots at one of my best friends. And here, I'm not saying he's going homer. He went homer. I'm going homer for different reasons. It's always easy to pick the winner. I'm going to pick another winner. My checkers, without a doubt, is Sheldon Creed with what was a second place finish that turned to a third place finish because of NASCAR's timing and scoring lines, which are invisible and hard for fans to understand. And I'm not disputing them. I'm getting off track. Dash for Cash, second back-to-back Dash for Cash, $100,000 payoff.
That's a win.
I tell you, the more time, I'm Sam Mayer's account manager. I'm not Sheldon Creed's, but I get to spend plenty of time interacting with him, his wife, his 2 kids. He's just his grandfather. He's just a great guy. And he's super humble. He is the definition of laid back California. And I feel in a way, and I know Superfan would agree with me on this, I feel in a way he parlays that into how he races. I listened to him this morning on NASCAR, Channel 90. They had him on the morning drive show, and they asked him, they're like, oh, when you're at Talladega, don't you always want to be up front and controlling the lines? And how's that go? His answer was, he goes like this. He's like, no, I'm really okay if I don't. If I'm running like second, third, or fourth, I feel like, I can control it and I can be where I need to be in the end. That's Sheldon. never oversteps where he needs to be, stays within himself. Did he want to win the race? He absolutely wanted to win the race. And he's watching the rearview mirror and figuring out how he can get a run or whatever. But listen, 2 in a row on that Dash for Cash. Sheldon Creed is going to have a successful Cup career. I'm going to tell you that part right now. And further, it puts him in the Dash for Cash for a third time now as we go to Texas. Most people don't know this. And again, this is just a marketing thing. I'm not trying to spend other people's money, but I think as a promotional vehicle, here's an idea for you, Steve O'Donnell. It would be cool if you had a multiplier to the Dash for Cash. And if you had a repeat Dash for Cash winner, that you could really go 100, 200, 300, or $400,000. I just think it's cool. Obviously, Sheldon would think it's cool too, but
well, they do that in the truck series.
Yeah, that's right. They do with the 50,000 one, don't they?
Yeah. So if you like, because Corey Haim had it working earlier,
that's right. That's right.
He won the first one, won the second one, had a chance, and it kept multiplying. It wasn't just like he was winning, 100 grand.
That's a good point. So again, I think there should be some consistency between the two series. Thank you, super fan. Sheldon Creed, 100%.
Yeah, I felt like that you hacked into my iPhone and read my notes.
I don't even know how to barely plug my shit in for a podcast. I'm not doing any hacking. I'm not on social media. You guys know I'm the guy there is when it comes to that.
Yeah, no. 100% it was Sheldon for me. And we've had this discussion before. I told you this at Daytona. Like Sheldon is we have two really good O'Reilly series drivers in Sheldon Creed and Sam Mayer. And we're really good in that series.
Oh yeah.
But
with that Hendrick horsepower, baby. Come
really
on.
Good.
Those guys are also, and again, they're different stages of life. They're different kind of drivers. They're different personalities, and it's not a knock on one or the other because they're both really good at what they do. Yep. But Sam is I want to control this. I want to be out front. I'm going to drive this rocket to the front. Listen, Sam Mayer was up front, gets turned, makes an incredible save, falls to the back of the pack and drives that sucker back to the front. Sheldon it's almost like he just has this feel of knowing the right place to be at the right time. He doesn't try to get more out of the car than the car has to give him. He doesn't try to make big moves that put him in a bad position. He is just, I love his racecraft because he just shows up every single week and puts himself in a great position. That's why he's
second in points.
Yes.
Yeah. Racking them up.
And in this format, he's sitting pretty. This thing is going to reset. Even if he somehow he doesn't jump. And again, I don't think Sheldon's done winning races. But if he comes home second every race of the year, this guy's going to be the champion at the end of the year. But and I was thinking about this earlier today, and you touched on it a little bit with his trajectory. I don't know what Sheldon's opportunities are as far as it in the Cup Series. I don't know the intricacies of what his backing is with sponsorship, things like that. I know that he has some great partners in Ollie's and Road Ranger. Yep. And I know that he has good people around him. He has really good counsel. His father-in-law is Phil Parsons, who is, a guy that I respect a lot, had a great career himself. But I was thinking about this today. If not that Sheldon does not deserve a top tier ride, I would love to see him in a top tier ride. But if I am one of those people, one of those teams in the sport who are just looking for consistency every week, where if I can just knock out a top 15 every single week, it's a great race. Tell me a better driver to put in that cup car than Sheldon Creed, who can just deliver. If you if if that car is a 15th place car, he's going to get you at least that 15th, if not 12th
Yeah.
or 11th.
Yeah.
He's just smart. He's calculated. It takes a lot to get him riled up. Um, I love what he does. I'm a huge fan of him as a person. I've
Yeah.
gotten to know him more over the season, and I enjoy it a lot. Um, so but I love what he does on track, and I love, you guys have heard me preach consistency, and
Yeah.
I
Yep.
love the
Absolutely.
consistency of Sheldon Creed. He gets my checkers. All right,
Nice.
let's talk wreckers. Ricky, you're up first.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know what this is gonna be. Put your seatbelts on, ladies and gentlemen.
I feel like we're aligned here too. So
I want to be careful because I'm privy to a lot of behind the scenes things that maybe everyone else isn't. So let me just start top line and say that my wreckers goes to what a shame it is to be leading on the last lap on the backstretch at Talladega and be spun, be hit from that leading position, perhaps even by a lap down car, and be crashed, crushed, and busted up down on the inside concrete wall while the others race on. Now, I know people are going to say this is a product of Daytona, Talladega, and to a lesser extent, even Atlanta. And it is. It is. Okay. It is. Um, hurts for me because it is hard to win. Okay. Back to our, we were talking about Andy Janikowiak. I don't care if it's ARCA or truck. These races are hard to win, right? And you put yourself in a position to win, and you feel like somebody else snatches that away from you. Uh, I'll say that on the behind the scenes thing, you'd be surprised that, like, you hear, this is the unfortunate thing. Like, NASCAR wants all the beefing, right? And they want the rivalries and whatever. I'm not sure they do as good a job as highlighting the friendships and the respect. Um, when we were in the care center, somebody came in there like this person looked like they were gutted, like they were punched in the stomach, sick to their stomach, punched in the stomach, sick to their stomach, and wanted to have a conversation and wanted to apologize. That conversation took place. My ears were not part of it, nor should they be, or would they ever be. But I'll tell you, out the backside of it, I came away thinking, not only do I love and respect my boy Sam Mayer 100%, but I love when a competitor can show such remorse and regret to chase you down to the infield care center and make that point known.
Respect. That's what that is.
100%.
yeah,
100%.
my I had the same records, and I was gonna go into more detail, but I'm just gonna co-sign with you, Ricky.
Yep.
That was my record as well.
Yeah,
Chris,
I don't
Well,
need the
let's take
detail. I
this
don't
one
need the
three wide,
names.
three
Yeah.
wide, three wide on this one. We're
Yeah.
gonna go three wide because that's what
There
we
you
just
go.
did. because I agree. Sam Mayer wreck was my wrecker.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm up first for heckers, and I'm gonna pull a Ricky here because I have a 1A and a 1B on
Oh,
my heckers.
Oh,
it's a
okay.
privilege you're
Yes.
allowed. You are the podfather.
Well,
You don't have to
The
say you're pulling a
Podfather.
Ricky. We don't,
so
you're the podfather. You make the
whatever.
fucking rules.
And we live
Freaking
by him.
rules. Sorry, freaking rules.
All
You
right.
said it right.
So all right. So my first heckers, and these are both positive. What the heckers?
Okay.
My first heckers goes to an 18-year-old kid who has never raced a super speedway before in an O'Reilly series car, who is a rookie in this series and who did not even get to race much of the season because he just turned 18. He was 17. Brent Cruz showed up this weekend. He was fast in qualifying. He was fast in the race. He comes home second place with a clean car on his first ever super speedway race. And that's freaking impressive. This kid is going to be a force to be dealt with. He's a good equipment, but he seems to be a really smart, really talented driver. So he gets my 1A heckers. And to follow up with kind of our wreckers a little bit, my heckers is I I got home from Talladega Super Speedway about 3:30 in the morning on Monday morning. I parked the bus at the shop. I drove the truck home, and then I was back at the shop at 7:45 to go do the things that I needed to get done because I thought, hey, if I get back at 7:45, I'm gonna beat most people back. That was not true. And but so I'm doing all my stuff and I'm
Oh, I
tired
know where you're going.
and I'm tired and I'm kind of out of it. But the teams are in there breaking down these cars from the weekend, and I walk through the 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 bay where they break down the car and
Tear
Tear
disassemble
down.
down.
the
Tear
Tear
tear,
down.
down.
yeah, the
You
tear
got
down
it.
room.
Chris
Yeah,
knows. Yep.
yeah.
Tear down.
And I look and the crew is going at it, and Sam Mayer is up in this car with a wrench, tearing this car apart with his guys. And uh he he was there with a smile on like he has most all the time, and he was there with his guys fixing a wrecked race car, tearing that thing down, getting it ready to go. And I text Rick and I said, this is what I love about this kid. He races hard. He's passionate about what he does. Um, he's young and at times doesn't always make the best decisions on the track, but he shows up every single time. He works his tail off, whether people know he does it or not. He's in there, he's learning, he's trying to get better. He learns from his mistakes, and he's 100% team. Those guys on that team love him because he shows up for them and he wants to win for them as much as he wants to win for himself.
Yeah.
And uh, I don't think that people always see that side of Sam, um, nor should they have to. But he deserves the credit of he's putting everything into this team. He's putting everything. I mean, he's there at sunrise to help his team break down a
Torn
wrecked
up race
race
car.
car. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and I want to applaud him for that. And so my 1B heckers goes to, what the heck? I walk in and I'm blown
And
away
there he is.
that Sam Mayer is there, and he didn't even look up. He was into what he was doing. Uh, he didn't know I was there, and he didn't need to know I was there. He was focused on the job, and I applaud him for that. So that was my heckers for that. Chris?
So I took a little different route. My Heckers is another positive one, and this goes out to Dean Thompson. He scored 44 total points, and 13 of those came from stage points. So you don't hear much about Dean Thompson. That's why I gave him a what the heck and where did he come from?
I like that. Ricky?
Um, so yeah, I got an interesting what the heckers, but Chad, I will agree with you just on the Sam thing. I just say overall, we've glossed Sheldon, Sam. We haven't yet spoke about Cole. I think it's a privilege that that you and I get to work with three amazing guys. And again, just forgetting the racing for a minute, right? The
Right.
the part that fans don't usually get to see is who these people are as people, right? I know when they moved that series over to that mini series over to Prime this year, and they've only done one. I think they've only done one episode. I'm looking for another one, but that's the idea of those shows is to show you more of the behind the scenes. Like Drive to Survive did that with Formula One, is to let the fans know that these guys are way more than just what they are when they're holding the steering wheel. So again, our three drivers, it's a privilege for you and I. My heckers, maybe you guys missed this point. I'm going to throw it up there as what the heck, and I'm going to do it in this section. I don't know if there has been, and I haven't fact checked this. Has there ever been three brand new winners across the series
Ooh.
in a weekend? Now, I know there's been a sweep because Superfan's going to beat his chest, and we got to hear about Kyle Busch and da ba ba. But and maybe I'm wrong. First
No,
of all, it's got
I think you're correct because I think they said that on the broadcast that it's never been done before, that every series
Has a
had
new
a
winner.
first time winner.
really. So
Yeah, I
that
think
just
you're
kind of struck
correct.
me driving home, doing the 5.5 hour, 6 hour run there. And I was like, because I thought of the Janakowiak because we were actually able to see it on the screen watching it. And obviously we live the Sam and Sheldon and Cole deal. So we cover all the serieses, as far, well, the other two series is at Haas Factory Team. But yeah, I thought that was like, what the heck? Three first time winners. And at Talladega, I know it's a track of randomness. So some people would argue, well, Rick, that's the exact track it could happen at. Then I'd argue back and be like, yeah, well, because of the randomness, look at the other side of the glass is half full, half empty. That's the toughest track to do it at. So I thought that was it.
Yeah, I
That's a
mean,
good one. Yeah,
that's
hell yeah.
that's a good point. All right, so now we're gonna talk some cup for Talladega. I was trying to
Up it
see
up.
cup it up. Let's go. Hold on,
Chris, are you drinking today or no?
Yeah, I had a little bit.
I'm just checking.
he didn't seem very excited about it,
No,
but
I didn't.
Well,
Hopefully, Chad has an energy drink. Chad,
well,
can I
listen,
ask you before we get to cup? Go ahead, Chris. What do you got?
yeah.
I'm down to the last sip. That's why I'm sad.
You should be. You got to bring the bottle near where we're doing it. See, like I've got a little stash down here, which everybody
Yeah.
should know that. Yeah, Chad. Two quick questions for you.
Go ahead.
Number one, I'm going to ask if Chris isn't Colorado Rockies. Why?
Because the
Yard sale,
their their
flea market.
minor league team in Albuquerque, the Isotopes, sent me a care package that had this hat and this shirt along with about I don't know 6 or 8 other hats and things like that in it, and it's actually a really comfortable hoodie here. So yeah.
Hmm.
All right.
We
Okay.
gotta step our
Hold,
game up, Ricky. We
hold,
don't
hold
get care
on. No, no, no,
packages.
no, no. I need one more question.
All right. Go ahead.
I appreciate you doing that because I know you are one of the kindest, most reciprocal human beings on the planet. I need to ask, why?
I made a connection playing a show in Vegas
There we go.
a few
Okay.
years
There it
ago,
is.
and
Okay.
I've gotten multiple packages from them over the years.
Listen,
Multiple. That's plural.
we had to get to the bottom of it, right? Right now, we're
Yep.
not talking about the coach of the fire tonight. We're not talking about Brent Stover. All your laundry list of people through your massive Rolodex. Thank you for explaining that. And my second and final thing, and then let's talk up cardiac sports memorabilia. Large sign in the background now. It's looking good.
I forgot to
Real
take it
good.
down.
Real good.
No. You
That's
didn't
product
forget.
placement,
You did
baby.
not
No.
forget to take it down.
Yes.
I actually just forgot to take it down. In all honesty, but
Okay,
it
you
does look
didn't.
good back there.
I
It
think
looks
it's great.
like it's perfectly placed over his shoulder too. doesn't
You
it?
think? And now he's giving us this like
I forgot
mugging.
to
He's
take it
mugging
down.
it. I forgot.
Listen,
Oh, that's there.
I
Oh,
do.
what you can see Ryan Priest's face up there. Oh, I forgot to take down my buddy Ryan Priest.
Jeez.
I forgot.
This is the part of the show where he gets mad at me.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
okay.
not mad at
It
you,
looks
Ricky.
good. It looks good.
It should be up there. They're wonderful people. Downtown Kannapolis. Let's
Check
go
'em
there
out.
and let's rip some cards and buy and check out their whole brand new NASCAR memorabilia room, earmarked, aka Chad Bearden.
All right, thank you for that plug, Ricky. And in my other, it's so funny because I feel like on the weekends, all my worlds kind of collide from time to time, and people don't know when, like for example, Brent Stover was at the track with us this weekend, and we were at the hauler.
And he's kind of a big deal, but he's a totally down to earth, greatest guy in the world.
Yeah, for sure. He was in town. He called the ARCA race,
Yep.
at Talladega, and so then after the ARCA race, he came down. He hung out with us. He sat on the pit box. He loved it. Had an incredible time. We went to the Kip Moore show and we hit the Boulevard. But anyways, he and Phil Parsons were outside the 000 hauler, and I walk out and he's standing there and he gives me a big hug, and Sheldon's standing there. And of course he's a great guy, so he starts pumping me up to Sheldon. He's like, "You don't even know you got a country music star working for you here," and blah blah blah. And
You
so
do.
he goes into all this, and he's damn good town, still one of the best country songs ever recorded, blah blah blah. And Phil Parsons goes, "Well, isn't Sober like your biggest song?" I'm like, "How the heck does Phil Parsons know any of my songs?"
See?
But so then we got to go to qualifying, and so Ricky takes Sam, and I'm walking Sheldon down, and we're walking along, and Sheldon's like, "So did you ever make any money playing music?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, it was my full-time job. All I did was play
You
country
mean my
music and tour."
45-foot dual axle tour bus?
It's like, yeah, at times I made great money. And he was like, "Okay, so do you have music in places?" I was like, "Yeah, kind of anywhere you want to listen to it." But it was he didn't know
He didn't.
anything,
And it's
and
because you're so humble.
and he's like, I'm a huge country music fan, and I never would have pictured Sheldon
Yeah,
as a
that
huge
I
country
didn't know
music fan.
either.
I wouldn't have pictured him as that.
And Phil was like, "Yeah, he's converted Cammy. She's a huge country music fan now." I'm like, "I like all this."
I like it, he says.
Yeah. But anyways, let's talk some cup. I have two checkers on this, but first
Two checkers.
well,
Two?
kind
I'm
of
gonna
one
do
and
a
the
Rick.
same.
I'm gonna do a
but
Ricky and have a 1A and a 1B.
Well, it's really one and the same, but I want you guys, we're gonna react to this right here. Tell me what you guys think about this right here.
Bad
Carson Hocevar
motherfucking ass.
wins the race. He does this.
Absolutely so fucking cool.
Badass.
I can't believe this is. I'm assuming our multitudes of Cleetus type fans and followers will be
He
able
tried
to
to
see
catch
this.
a
Look at
deer.
that.
So if people are just listening to the audio, Carson Hocevar's won the race. He figures out how to sit outside on the windowsill, drive this car down the track, and then here he puts it into the wall and does a burnout while he's sitting on the wall. Ricky and I are standing there in the motorhome.
Going crazy.
We can hear the people outside from the motorhome, and we're both like, what's happening? We have never seen anything like this before. I mean, first of all, this kid, I don't know how to. I'm trying to figure out how to get out of this, but I don't know how to work it, Chris.
Yeah, we got more technology issues.
But all right, we're back. We're back. So,
yeah, we're back.
but this this kid has put himself in great position all year. He is such a huge polarizing figure in the sport, which is incredible for the sport. I mean, I'm telling like if Cleetus has the most merchandise walking around, I mean, Hocevar is right there with him. That kid, I mean, he is riding the Dente all the way around. We share a merch hauler with him, or with Spire and with Legacy. And I talked to Ashley, the girl who runs our merch trailer there, and she said they can't keep the host of our stuff in stock. Like it sells out week after week. People are showing up. I mean, I had a buddy who was there this weekend, and I went out to see him in the fan zone for a minute, and he had told me he's like, I got me a Cole Custer shirt because I want to support you. And I walk out and he's wearing a Carson Hocevar shirt. He's like, man, I just felt like I needed to put this one on today. I'm like, bro, okay, you did go for it. I mean, it's a good call.
Yeah, you do you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, so the emotion and the passion and everything that you saw out of this kid, and then he does this insane celebration, and the the commentators, Mike Joy's going, well, this is going to be a new rule on Monday, um and Ricky and I were kind of saying the same thing, like, no way they let him keep doing this. And I'll be dadgum if Steve O'Donnell didn't come
Himself.
out. Yeah.
Steve O'Donnell himself.
And he said, man, I've never seen anything like this before, and I am good with it. He can keep doing this celebration if he wins. So, I mean, that was my one B was Steve O'Donnell's reaction to it.
Good call.
I mean,
good one.
checkers all the way around. Congratulations to our guy Jarius, who is the tire carrier on that car. I tried to get him to come on tonight, and he was out bowling, but he was fired up, man. Those, as he should be. Those guys get a win, but they've been in position over and over and over again. And he's done some dumb things, and he's had some bad luck, but that car has been wicked fast, and he's been up there contending for them. Ricky?
100%. I mean, come on. It's Carson Hocevar. I mean, he gets his first win. I want to be clear that I was so in support of Carson Hocevar and his talent, and recognizing that talent and appreciating him in that car, that I will give up $100 to both the Supreme Court Justice and to our man Scotty from Driven. Shout out to Scotty. Only because I got beat by a race or two calling Ty Gibbs for his first win over Hocevar. I got no problem with that. That's a good bet. Bets are close. It's like, hey, laying 3.5 points and my team won by 3. Okay, I got caught on the hook. I'm happy to pay it to my boys. It was a friendly wager. It's fun shit. But what it should tell you all, he's also on my fantasy team. What it should tell you all is at the beginning of the year, and Supreme Court can support me on this because he has his own players, drivers. I knew from trucks. I could just sense something about him. And when he got in this Spire equipment, and you got to give a lot of the credit to Jeff Dickerson.
Absolutely.
He really knows what he's got with this guy. He embraced it. He put up with the quote unquote rough edges of Carson Hocevar. They have the alliance with the guy over there who's wearing that shirt over there. Yeah, that guy
Yeah.
over there in Kannapolis, says Hendrick. They make really fast engines for these cars. And like you said, Chad, this could have been coming in a couple other instances last year, which is largely why I locked in on it. 2 or 3 races last year. I think one of them was when me and my Cleveland buddies were camping at the Michigan race, and I think he cut a tire or something leading, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he
Like,
was leading that race, but it was going to come down to strategy because he did not pit with everyone else, so he was way out in front of that. And then yes, he had a tire that went down. You're correct.
The fan following that he has is unbelievable. And it's funny that the fans want to attach him to Dale Earnhardt Sr., which I think is interesting because Carson himself has I'm going to take the Chad Bearden here and the title super fan, has a super fan for not only Dale Earnhardt Sr., but Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah.
And he has it in a way that like he idolizes them, looks up to them, he reveres their performances, their accomplishments, but he doesn't want to be them. Like the fans want him to be them. He doesn't want to be them.
No.
He wants to be Carson Hocevar. But I heard something where it was funny because talking about like that, and again, Chad and I stood there like jaw dropping when he's doing that I can't even call it a victory lane celebration. I got to call it a victory celebration on track. I guess he said somewhere that this was a throwback. Dale Earnhardt at one
He
time.
cleaned his window during the race under caution. He sat on the
but-
windowsill. Door jam and did the same thing.
He didn't make that reference. Mike Joy made that reference. Other people have.
Got it.
So that did not come from Carson.
But the point was he was doing something similar. This was in his mind that
Right.
this was practice. This was going to be his deal. Apparently, another thing that maybe I heard in passing, probably when I was on the socials, he already did it in a Crown Victoria at Cleetus's track.
Yes. And he had forgotten that he had done it in that. Until because Cleetus called him in the media center after the race.
Yeah. So just the hands down, Carson Hocevar, go get him. And I know they're trying to call him the Hurricane, I guess. I don't know what he feels about that, or I don't know. You know, it's kind of like when Bowman became the Showman. I don't think Bowman loved that nickname, but for right now, I'll just call him what he is. A first-time race winner. He's Carson freaking Hocevar.
100%. Chris?
Well, once again, boys, we'll go 3 wide
Has to be.
on our checkers for the Cup Series. 3 wide. 77. Carson for the win and the great go down in history win celebration.
All right, let's talk
Absolutely.
some wreckers. Rick, you're up first.
I'm ready for this one. My wreckers, it's going to surprise you guys. My wreckers is there is a portion of the fan base. Just come on, enough with the crying and the whining about the fuel mileage and the fuel savings. And Toyota ran a race where all 3 cars were out front. They were blocking all the lanes. I probably spend too much time listening to Sirius XM Channel 90. I love many of the shows on there. And God bless them for the way they manage some of these calls. Because if it was me, I probably wouldn't. Well, I don't know if I'd be one to begin with, but they wouldn't have me on this show. My wreckers is to the fans who just won't let go and let the racing be the racing. Okay. I think honestly, NASCAR should be commended for making the 98, 45, and 45. They're like, you want racing to the end? I'll tell you what, We'll eliminate fuel mileage from the last two stops. We'll put it all up front. I still heard calls. Oh, in the beginning, it was so boring. No, it wasn't. They were doing all kinds of different strategies. Now, some of that stuff got fucked up because that first stage had some of the messiest, most
Oh my
bullshit pit
God.
stops that
Oh,
I've ever seen. From
Listen, there was so many
speeding to running
penalties.
running over your tire carrier. Like Riley Herbst had not one, but two speeding
Speeding.
penalties on his first I'm sorry, in the first stage. That's an easy record for me. Just take a step back from your fandom. Trust NASCAR on this one. I applaud them for the way they realign those stages. I think it was a great race at Talladega. Let's focus on that.
yeah. And okay, say they didn't do that. Say they and you say they took away the stage breaks. Do you
Oh, don't.
No,
Oh,
no, 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 no. Just listen to me. Do you think they're also not going to do fuel mileage? That
of
they're still
course
not going
they're
to be the
gonna.
same strat?
Right.
They're going to run it backwards just like they do a road course. Like it's no different. If there's a chance for them to optimize pit road, they're going to optimize pit road.
Facts.
Chris,
Hi,
you're up
hi.
first.
This is Rick from Stanley, North Carolina. We got to get away from all this Mickey Mouse stuff. They got to do away with that stage racing and just let them run.
Listen. So, where we at? Records, right? I got something that you mentioned. And for me, it was the six total penalties on pit road on the
Ridiculous.
first cycle of pit stops.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The first cycle of pit stops had six total penalties in that one cycle.
And like so, like you name it, penalties too. I
I
mean,
mean,
it,
speeding.
I didn't realize there were six just on
It
the
was
first pit cycle of
six
stage
total,
one.
stage one, six total penalties.
Jesus.
and it was like too fast entering, too many
Too
men all
fast,
over the wall,
too
safety
fast exiting.
violation,
Yep.
like pitting outside your pit box. Like there was all kind of crap. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm gonna give my records to Bubba Wallace.
That was my
And
B. I had him written down too.
yeah, I'm not gonna say that I completely understand what happened there, but like I felt like there was a late block, a late move, and I'm not just trying to pick on Bubba. I know that I mean, people may think that, but dude, I mean, we had, on the Homer side of it, Cole is leading that outside lane. We've made our way up. He's running a good race. We are excelling right now on super speedways.
Yeah.
Cole drives super speedways so well.
He's
We
very
were,
masterful. Under
we,
the radar, but masterful.
yes, we were leading in Daytona when we ran out of gas.
Yeah.
We led laps. We were up front in Atlanta, and he was driving this race really well. He works that outside line.
That's where he is every
Yeah,
time at these tracks when he shows the success and is basically, to your point, I mean, we were leading going into turn one, right? Of
yeah.
Daytona. Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, and I understand wanting to control the lane. Like these late blocks and these trying to block all three lanes, especially guys, we're not coming to the I understand if we're coming to the win, but we wrecked out some incredible not that week in, week out where our car is incredible. But we had a really good car this weekend, and
Yep.
Cole was driving his butt off, but so was Logano, so was Blaney, so was who was right behind him when he wrecked out? Eric
Chastain.
Jones,
Uh,
Chastain, Eric Jones. Like, I mean, what are we doing? Like, if it's not there, fall back into another line, and the momentum is coming right back. Like, live to make another run, live to lead again. That's mine. Heckers, Chris, you up?
Heckers for the Cup Series. And this is another positive hecker. Cody Ware was in the top 10 for 99% of that race. Cody Ware. Running top 10.
Rick Ware Racing. That's
Rick Ware
impressive.
Racing, Cody Ware, top 10, top 5 in the late stages of the race.
Yeah. And you text us about that Garage 66 car too.
Leading races.
Yeah.
Leading laps.
Yeah. He led a good bit of them.
Yeah.
So let me dip in real quick there, Chris, on the Garage 66 piece. And again, this goes back to way back, like 5 hours ago when we started this podcast. I believe you're talking about Chad Fincham.
Correct.
Okay. I heard, and Chad, this is, and it doesn't matter because nobody watches. I shouldn't say nobody watches. Nobody that we're that close to probably watches. So this is to our boy Willie B. He's actually friends with Chad Fincham.
Mm-hmm.
And Willie B is our content manager. Love him. We call him MVP Willie B. He's our Willie B. No offense to you, Chris. You have your own.
I know what you meant.
You have your own Willie B, who's a little bit more famous than ours. But nonetheless, what I heard from him, because I think they're both from a similar area of Tennessee, was that he got an engine from Roush. He had a Roush Yates engine. And again, I know there's engine plan A, engine plan B, engine plan C, all various levels of, money you want to spend. But that is such a great one that you bring up. And I just wanted to be like, yep, he sure did, man. That car was rolling up there. And again, Talladega and pack racing and aerodynamics can make up for the deficiencies of an underfunded team.
As it showed right there.
It's cool.
For multiple laps.
It's very cool.
My heckers, and I didn't see this until today. And apparently Denny Hamlin talked about this on his podcast. But apparently during the race, our guy, Noah Gragson, was intentionally keeping Denny behind him to keep him a lap down. According to Denny, apparently there's radio traffic to back that up. And apparently on his podcast, he said that this would be repaid, and that apparently he is quite upset with Noah Gragson.
Wow.
Denny said, I guess he cut Noah a break a couple weeks ago and let him stay on the lead lap towards the end of a stage or something like that. I don't remember this. I'm sure Denny does, but Denny Hamlin, for the most time, and most racers, I will say in general, if you have a chance to keep your competitor trapped a lap down, especially a competitor who is really good, most of them are going to do that. That's kind of the point of the game. If you can keep them behind you, you give yourself better odds. And our guy brought home a 9th place finish, top 10 for our buddy Noah Gragson.
Shout out to Noah. But that sounds like Denny's being a little bitch about it.
Yeah. What is,
love us some Noah.
Yeah. Don't be a bitch.
What are you're trying to you're trying to start a feud with Noah? I don't get it.
His teammates saved him, didn't pass him, right?
Yeah, they didn't mind lining up 4 deep with 3 of their guys that should have been a lap down. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And they were basically protecting him, right?
That's
how they were running that, was to protect him so that he could be the car to get the lucky dog.
Well, no,
he's still on the tail of the
he was the tail end.
Yeah, that's right.
But Briscoe, so you had him and Briscoe, who were both, so at one point Briscoe was a lap down.
Yeah.
And would have been in position for the lucky dog, or the whatever they're calling it these days. And then they let Briscoe shuffle up too, so that he and Denny were both the last 2 cars on the lead lap.
That's right.
So if you're gonna manipulate the race in that way, how do
don't
you?
bitch.
Yeah, you
How do
could
you?
counter strategy with Noah. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
don't
get
bitch.
off it. Yeah.
that's fine. All right, Ricky, heckers.
Before I get to my heckers, I do have another heckers. I just made a 1A. What the heckers, when you brought up Noah Gregson, I have lost a killer Noah Gregson hat. I gave that away when Noah was our guest in Daytona.
Oh
I
yeah,
lost a
Talladega,
killer
Talladega.
Talladega. I lost a killer Checkers Wreckers, what the heckers, with that lady who was sitting at the bar in Florence when she's like, "Can I have your hat?" She's like, "I love you guys." I gave her my hat. The fuck? I'm giving hats away left and right. You guys aren't giving any hats away. I
Yeah,
want my damn Noah Gregson hat back.
somebody asked me for a hat the other day. I can't remember which one it was, and I'm like, sorry, but it ain't happening. Like,
Wow.
not
Okay.
not doing it.
Wow.
Interesting. All right. So I'll finish it up. Mine's another one of those. I thought we all had really good, like, what the heckers? Like, really? Like, if people were paying attention to this show, kind of one of those. I didn't know that. Here's one that came across me. It's a bit of a homer. People that know me know that one of my best buddies is the lead engineer for Todd Gilliland. Mark Anthony worked his way up through the sport. NC Charlotte graduate. He always wanted to work in NASCAR, very similar to me. He goes and gets it done, does a stint with Jordan Anderson, colleague. So now he's the lead engineer for Todd Gilliland. And you can look it up. Todd Gilliland had a great finish. Todd Gilliland has really been running really pretty good over these last, let's say, what are we, 9 races in? I'd say, 4 or 5 races. Here is one that totally caught me by surprise. Cat's already out of the bag. Nobody would have cashed in on this trivia. Who is the driver with the best average finish at Talladega amongst all current active drivers? Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson,
Not Larson on the speedway.
Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski, Chris Buescher, Todd Gilliland.
Hey,
Where the hell did that stat come from?
Those FRM
That means he
cards
finishes.
are
It's
good.
It's Todd Gilliland.
Yeah.
He's the answer to the trivia question.
Yeah.
That is a classic. What the heck for me?
Wow, that's
I like
a good
it.
one.
All right, fellas, let's get into some call your shot.
Call your shot.
Call him.
So it made it pretty easy for me to win this week when
Because we was
both of your
crashed
picks,
out.
Yeah, both of your picks got crashed out. Where
I was coming for you, though. I really felt like I was coming.
Yeah.
I felt the Brad K was a good pick because I thought he'd work with Priest. So I thought I'd be either on your nose or in front of you, sitting on your nose or running your tail.
Yeah.
That's why I did that.
Yeah. I saw Priest in the DO lot. He parked a couple places down from us. He's always right around us somewhere, and I love that.
He is.
But,
I do too. He's such a great guy.
But he came out. He was walking his dog, or his dog was walking him. One of the two. That dog is huge.
That's a big dog.
Yeah,
that's a big dog.
But I told him. I said, "Hey man, you were my pick this week, so don't let me down." He's like, "Oh, I appreciate that. That's a lot of responsibility." He said, "Hopefully we can get it for you." He didn't get the checkered flag, but he did get me the win this week. So let's talk about Texas. Let me give you some odds for Texas here. Denny Hamlin leads the way at plus 500, Larson at 550, Reddick at 550, Bale plus 800, Blaney plus 1200, Byron plus 1200, Hocevar plus 1400, Elliott at 1500, Bubba Wallace at 1500, Briscoe at 1600, Ty Gibbs at 1600. I'm up first this week, and I am going to take none of those guys.
Who you got?
I'm going to go outside the box a little bit. I don't know why I have such a strong feeling about this.
All right.
Had a good run this past week, and kind of home court advantage for him. But I'm gonna go Chris Buescher in the 17
Ooh.
car.
Interesting.
Gets the win this week at Texas. Ricky, you're up next.
Well, I think we need to well, we don't have to remind ourselves. We need to remind our 500,000 viewers. And no, are they viewers or followers?
They're both.
Both.
Great. Well, we have 500,000 of each. The call your shot isn't just about winning the race. It's about beating each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Best
so
finisher.
yeah. So like if, someone says, hey, Chad Fincham.
That's why we don't all pick the same pick.
Well, I understand that, but it's important that it's like, maybe this is just, I'm not necessarily calling my shot to win, but I'm calling my shot to believe top 5 might be better than who you guys think is top 5.
That's fair strategy.
This is going to feel very Homer. It's going to feel like I'm on the train. I'm on the bandwagon. I'm on the ride to Dente. It's a great track for him. He's won there in a truck.
All right.
Come on with that momentum.
Back to back for
My pick is
Hocevar.
Cleetus I'm sorry, that was a fuck up. My pick is Carson Hocevar. Come on.
All right.
Chris?
I'm going with C-Bell here.
All right.
I'm going with C-Bell.
So I feel that's the safety play. I feel
C-Bell
like
riding the wall here.
Yeah, I feel like he's maybe he's a little farther out on the plank than me. I'm about in the middle. Chris, I feel like you're still on the boat, just being like, I want to be safe.
Listen, I need to get some wins here. I am tired of bringing up the rear, finishing last in our polls week in and week out. You know what I mean? So
didn't it one time we talk about this costing somebody a steak dinner? I feel like Chad already owes us one. Wasn't there a steak dinner bet?
Yeah, there was last year for
there was a steak dinner bet.
For the whole what you call the not grid, but the bracket. The bracket thing. Yeah.
But the brackets were busted.
Well, you know what? I gotta be honest with you. You said I don't never invite you to dinner. I'm definitely inviting you to dinner now. Because you owe Chris and I a steak dinner.
You set it up. Set it up. Well, maybe I can get you to come to dinner in Watkins Glen. We can cook something on the grill.
Oh, it's happening. That whole thing's happening. I'm bought in on that
is a
idea.
Cool place, brother. You're gonna enjoy that place.
We're bought in on that.
All right, fellas. This felt good. It felt like being back in the saddle.
It's like an old shoe.
Yeah.
It's like an old shoe. You slipped them on. You're like, why haven't I been wearing these?
Yeah. I like it.
I look like an old shoe, but as for the rest of it, it's pretty good.
We have some cool stuff that coming up that we're going to talk about next week. We're finalizing some things that's going to be a pretty cool deal for Charlotte. Can't wait to tell people about that. So hopefully next week we'll get back together and we can tell people about what we got going on with Charlotte. That's going to be fun. You don't want to miss that. How's the best way not to miss that, Chris Justice?
Listen, you need to hit that like button, subscribe button, smash it.
Hit it with a gavel.
Hit it, smash it. Follow us, listen to us where you check out your podcast at, and hit that subscribe button. Have it on replay. Listen to it all day long and tell your coworkers.
Yeah, your friends, your neighbors.
Tell a friend, please. Please tell a friend. We need more friends /followers /viewers.
Yeah. And if you see us at the track, come say hi. And tell us what you like or don't like.
We're very friendly. I mean,
absolutely.
We're very friendly.
Yeah. All right, guys. It was a good one. Have fun in Texas, both of you guys. I'm sorry that I'm not going to be there with you.
We're sorry too.
Yeah.
Listen,
but
you might get a text or a picture when me, Justice, and Curb are together. We'll see how that goes.
Chris, will you be in Watkins Glen?
No, sir. No Glen for me.
But we will be with Brent Stover.
Stover's gonna be back out, so it'll be fun. So all right, well, that is another episode of Checkers, Wreckers, and What the Heckers. See you next time.
Peace out.
Bye.